This is Greg Troutwine with Maritime Reporter TV. We're here at North Shipping 2017 in Oslo, and we're very pleased to be with Didrik Svensson, partner of Propel.
Yeah, my title is partner in Propel, meaning that I'm involved in the selling and the business development and delivery of projects, basically focusing on maritime improvement projects, but very specifically and purpose oriented towards safety these days.
For many of the people watching this and many of the people who read Maritime Reporter know of Propel, but for those who might not be initiated, can you give a brief overview?
Propel started in 2010, pretty much a management consulting model, but very purpose driven towards doing something about major accidents in the world. I guess our business model is changing a bit into trying to scale our services now. So having collected a lot of data on human element now over the last 10 years, we are ready to scale and do something about this issue because it's recurring, the major accidents.
I understand that Propel as an organization has some unique insights and data on the issue of accidents and the human factor. Can you just give some insight as to what this data and information is that Propel has created?
Yeah, since start of Propel, we have collected 30,000 respondents on surveys, which are anonymous. So people are giving us truthful answers. Been working with some leading companies in the world, but operating as a Swiss bank, we have not shown this data so much to the world. But basically, what we see is that we can recognize patterns of behavior that are really 8 behaviors that we can see can reduce accidents, most of the major accidents in the world, if they are implemented.
But I understand here at the North Shipping that you are discussing a new methodology, specifically a 3D simulation that you are positioning as helping this problem. Can you explain?
So the methodology for us is not new, but we have been working successfully with some leading brands and actually turning the culture into taking care of these behaviors that I was talking about. So that methodology has been tested for quite some time with a lot of companies, even out on the ships. And that's what we have refined now. And we could before work, on a company basis. But now we are adding some methodology to the toolbox so we can scale this. Pretty much giving management the opportunity to engage with everyone on the ship and shore. And that's what we think we need.
We understand that you have a rather prestigious partner in this endeavor, and that being K-Line LNG. Can you give us some details on that partnership?
Yeah, when we were looking to scale this to the industry, you need to work in partnership. You cannot sit in your garage and develop this on your own. And we found common interest in saying that because the industry is so focused on inspections and controls, people are actually not open, cannot be open about how situations really are on board. So this management of failures, which is a key strategy to improve safety, is actually not working in maritime for that reason. And we had common interest in seeing that this is a big issue in the industry, and we wanted someone to be pioneer and take lead. And luckily, that was a good brand and a good company, K-Line Shipping in the UK.
We're here now with Gato-san, Managing Director of K-Line LNG. And Gato-san, many thanks for joining us.
So my name is Yuzuru Goto. I'm the Managing Director of K-Line LNG Shipping UK. We are based in London. We own and operate 11 LNG vessels. But mainly we are a ship manager of these 11 vessels. So my responsibility is the staff, the people in the office, but also the seafarers on our 11 vessels. So this is my responsibility.
Safety at sea is an obvious focus of many of our endeavors. Can you summarize for us your view on the importance of safety at sea and specifically the safety culture within K-Line LNG?
Safety at sea, it's obviously extremely important. A few years back, we struggled. We had some challenges with incidents and accidents that happened to our ships, and the impact that the negative impact it has in terms of people's lives, people's safety, also the asset, the damage on the asset, commercial side, the reputational side. Because LNG is a business which is linked, different partners are linked through the value chain. So the impact it has is huge. So we had to really address this issue in a different way from the way we've been used to. So that and that is centered around the safety culture and the organizational culture that of not only the office but together with the vessels.
Can you share with me the Propel perspective and how you seek to make the process more seamless and transparent?
Yeah, we have to prevent these accidents from happening. So a lot of stakeholders are focusing on that, of course, in the maritime industry. But what we see is that most tend to focus on the same things, the technical standards and also the operational procedures. So actually every second minute an audit or safety inspection is completed in shipping. And of course that is important, but it also has a side effect. And that is that people tend to forget that also what's happening between people on board, the openness in handling failures, so that small failures don't escalate into accidents is important. And that is something we cannot fix with inspections and audits.
We understand that you, or K-Line LNG, has been working with Propel for the last 2 or 3 years. And I was wondering if you could give me some insight as to why you're working with Propel, what you found compelling about the system that they discussed today, and ultimately, I guess, what K-Line LNG expects to reap from this relationship.
The reason that why we're working with Propel is twofold. One is that we share the same belief that we want to achieve safety in a different way, and the values are aligned. But the other specific thing is that we believe in this concept of managing failures. And what we are trying to do is change the culture of the organization in terms of how you see failure. So I want to say redefining failure. So seeing failure not as a negative or a shame, but actually seeing it as an opportunity to learn, because this is the only way actually people can learn, by making failures. So it's really, really interesting with the new product, the tool that Propel came up with, which allows us to practice failures in a very safe environment. So the belief is that we all learn by making mistakes and embracing failure. And this way, we think that we can achieve something remarkable.
This is Greg Trautwein with Maritime Reporter TV.